Canary Black is a Kate Beckinsale mega blockbuster Amazon movie
Believe in me now.
where she showed the world that she's Celine in Underworld, Atomic Blonde, female Nikita, and a female version of Ethan Hunt all in one movie. We will dive into Canary Black movie review where she was blackmailed to take the fall into betraying her country, trying to save her husband, and need help going underground in the underworld, much like her other movie, Underworld. Directed by Pierre Marcel, the cast of the movie are as follows: Kate Beckinsale as Avery Graves, Ray Stevenson as Jarvis, and Rupert Friend as David. The movie starts off in Tokyo as Graves, dressed like Atomic Blonde. She's supposed to look some Asian guy, then jump down like she was in her Underworld movie.
I lived for it.
Sneaks inside and found this guy. Then she goes all out Uma Thurman and take out all the bad guys like again she's in her Underworld movie. She's eventually take him out, obtain the flash drive, and walks off like a boss.
Oh, I left him speechless.
The next scene, she goes home to her husband, which is this guy, and they have their family moment, wanting to plan a trip together and celebrated her anniversary.
Hey, you. I missed you.
This is Jarvis, Avery's best friend who works in the CIA. He has a personal meeting with her about a secret mission about an unknown named Callie. By the way, Jarvis told her to go home and enjoy life outside of work. So she goes home, brush up her corny neighbors, and finds out her home was broken in and her husband was kidnapped.
Honey?
Who kidnapped him? Well, she gets a phone call about obtaining a file called the Canary Black. In order to get her husband back, she needs to obtain this file to save him.
There's a file, Canary Black. You are going to steal it from the agency.
So Graves go back to work trying to obtain the information but don't have security clearance. Since she can't get the information, she has to call this stuck-up person to get information, which she does by tracking a phone call which leads to a secret location.
You're crazy.
Graves gets a call from the kidnapper wanting to kiss her behind about she's the best person to obtain the file called the Canary Black.
If you fail, your husband dies.
But that sneaky son of a decides to put a landmine underneath the floor. She gets out of it by playing baseball and avoid being blown up to the shadow realm. The next scene, she goes to another secret location to meet this dude to beat some information out of him, just like her Underworld movie. Then she smacks this guy and everyone around and gets away with the information, but at the cost of being a natural threat to security.
Only way you're leaving here is on a stretcher.
Now, this guy wants her to be taken down and he's not playing around.
It's World War III.
You have to contain this.
Jarvis gets a call from Graves about the file and is not exactly what it sees and proceeds not to let his boss know about her whereabouts. A team decides to go to her home, which is stupid for a couple reasons. One, why she will go back home, and two, she's too smart for that and they are pretty dumb. While they're looking for her, she's get jumped by another bad guy and she take care of him execution style. Next, she finally meet Jarvis about being set up and finally figure out what is this Canary Black file is.
You've always believed in me. Believe in me now.
The Canary Black file is a blackmail list of high profile names. While she's learned all that, Jarvis set her up and she is captured. While the CIA trying to take her back to the place, they get raided by some groups I've never seen in a movie before, and she eventually gets away with some gunshots and some explosions. Then she beats up this guy, just like she did in her Underworld movie, yet again, but finds out she stabbed the crap out of this guy who was her neighbor, but then proceeded to ask him who's behind everything. So, you stabbed this guy multiple times, but you want him to give you answers? You could have asked him before you stabbed him to death. She gets a phone call showing they use her husband like a punching bag. And this guy tell her you got a certain amount of time before her husband is a dead man.
If you fail, your husband dies.
In the meantime, this guy and that guy decide to team up temporarily to capture her. It's pretty pathetic how they cannot catch one woman.
It's one woman, damn it, just find her.
The next scene, Graves rent a room in a fancy hotel only to kidnap this idiot while trying to catch her.
Mute mask. It controls the decibel level of your voice.
She's using imitating tactics such as breaking his fingers and wrapping a bomb around his neck to get security clearance. As a result, she get his security clearance and escape to another area as a pistol whipping him.
You're crazy.
Now, she needs Jarvis' help to get access to the blueprints for a security building, which is treason, but she thinks she can pull it off like Ethan Hunt. The next scene, she meets this stuck-up person again to do some Mission Impossible. So she get a cheap helicopter android or drone doing one of Ethan Hunt type stuff, gain access to the mainframe to download the file on her thumbnail, but then she gets busted trying to download and trying to fight her way out, doing some more underworld and then escape doing more Mission Impossible stuff, but screwed that up pretty badly and landed on the car. Then took some dude car while he was trying to help her. This stuck-up person whining and complaining about her cheap helicopter drone, which I care nothing about.
You're crazy. I need to know what's on this now.
The important thing is the information on the thumb drive, which is basically a doomsday virus that is used to target any and every country to leverage money. Now, Graves is on a race against time, making a phone call while telling Jarvis to track her phone to follow her to get to a location, but is smacked around by a truck and get a T-bone and run into the phone booth, only didn't make any time. At the UN meeting, this dude does a televised broadcast to bribe everyone country to give him money and blame the United States and blackmail half the country. Jarvis decided to find Graves in this secret location only to get busted like an idiot and get executed. Poor Jarvis, he never seen that coming. Now, Graves stuck up in the air, seeing her husband tied up like a pig on to escape doing some underworld. Graves find out that her husband is part of the incident and she don't want nothing to do with him, but not before she want his help to end the mission. Meanwhile, every country wire a bunch of money to fix their problem. Once they get the money, they decide to get greedy by sending the virus to the country to teach them lesson.
It's time to level the playing field.
But Graves shows up doing some more underworld shooting at everybody. They run to another location and do more underworld. I feel like half of this movie is based on her doing most of her moves in underworld franchise movies. So, the final showdown between Graves and this dude. This dude, for some reason, can't beat this woman who weighed 120 pounds, and as a result, Graves wins and stopped the upload of the virus. Then she dumped this guy, beat this guy's up in interrogation, and get asked to join another organization called the MC6. And I guess the movie ends with no more underworld until her next movie. At least she didn't have to fight werewolves and lichens in this movie.